Why leaders should create content. There's this coffee house I sometimes go to around my place. The coffee house specifically targets entrepreneurs and business professionals. The founder of the coffee house is a lawyer. When I heard he was a lawyer, I didn't think of a typical businessman. He seemed like he had a traditional job. How was he the founder of this highly niched coffee house? As I talked to him, I found out that he was business-minded. His strategy for getting clients was different than other lawyers. Where a lot of other lawyers were renting out billboards for more clients, this lawyer was writing blogs answering questions from his ideal clients. The more I talked to him, the more he said, "I'm not in the law business, Armani. I'm in the content creation business." Why leaders and rising stars should create content. This lawyer understood something that his peers didn't: the power of the internet. The unique thing about the internet is that it makes you bigger. If you are sad that you're 5'5", then don't be too sad, my friend. The internet will make you infinity height. It's because your reach is vast. This lawyer obviously had to work on his messaging because he had to work within the rules of the state. Otherwise, he could lose his license. But a lot of leaders within fields can create content that not only benefits their organization, rather the world. One of my old clients was the CEO of a cement company. I thought he must have had niched knowledge, and that was it. Incorrect. He had niched and broad knowledge. He was capable of talking about mindset, productivity hacks, and inspiration techniques. These topics can easily benefit the entire world, not just his cement company. After we worked together, he began making short-form videos on LinkedIn. His talks began to get shared among his friends and took over his side of the LinkedIn ecosystem. What content creation does for you. Not everyone is willing to put themselves out there. That in itself is a battle. Luckily, a leader has one thing going for them. They are forced to put themselves out there. They probably are leading meetings, leading initiatives, leading people, something. Therefore, the barrier of overcoming analysis paralysis is reduced for a leader versus a worker who never puts themselves out there. Content creation isn't busy work, by the way. Content creation allows you to bring the crucial concepts of your field to the forefront of your mind, solidify your philosophy, and improve communication skills. All skills that will make you a better leader. A lot of people do certain things but have no clue why. When we create content, we discover the method behind the madness. When this lawyer forced himself to write out his thoughts in blogs, he began to understand his field much better. It's like he was teaching a law class to teach himself. How to get into content creation. There is no standard way to get into content creation. If you need a bona fide blueprint, then you don't have what it takes. Fall back. Let's go back to this lawyer. Within his field, he realized that blogging was right for him. He just felt the urge to get his message out there. When you know a lot, the brain naturally wants to do a brain dump. Information that is never wrung out of the brain is similar to a sponge that is never wrung out. The sponge will rot. Before creating content, see if you know enough or if you want to know enough. If you answer yes to either one of these circumstances, then you're ready. The decision has been made. Making the decision is the most important part. After that, it comes down to choosing your medium. Feel free to experiment. Certain industries are great for podcasts. I know this immigration lawyer who runs a podcast talking about USCIS and how to immigrate to the United States. The process of working with USCIS is so boring, but he makes the episodes fun to listen to. Since he's busy, he doesn't want to be involved with too much editing. So, he quickly records an 8-minute talk once a week and uploads. Other fields are great for video. The internet is dominated by videos of lawn mowing guys who record themselves mowing the lawn. Who the heck would watch this crap, I thought. Then one day, I found myself watching it. Don't judge me, but watching someone mow the lawn is very soothing. The lawyer I mentioned at the beginning of this post did the blogging strategy. I noticed knowledge work and nuanced content often make for riveting blogs. Law, scientific topics, teaching emotional intelligence, etc. Find whichever path works for you. Embrace the good with the bad. Creating content is like entering a new chapter. They are going to be people who every now and then say, "I didn't know you did that." Since you're learning in front of others, accept the good with the bad. You'll be surprised how many people are supportive. They'll often DM you with responses like, "After seeing you post on LinkedIn for so long, you inspired me to begin posting too." That's the good. The bad is when you record a live and fumble 13 words. "Dang, I wish I had a redo button. Is this path right for me?" That's the bad. This is a process, so learn to take it one step at a time. Here's how I like to view it. Each content piece that you publish is a vote for your brand. This is you building a digital empire on the internet. Many people talk about creating content, but never pull the trigger. If you pull the trigger and publish your first post, then you will get my respect. But don't just stop at getting my respect. Get the world's respect.